Thursday was scorching hot in the west due to Berg wind conditions, with the winds now turning more northwesterly this Friday, causing Berg winds for the interior of the Western and the Eastern Cape, and thunderstorms moving down from Namibia over the northern and central regions. So here's your Friday forecast. On Friday, we have those northwesterly winds blowing fresh over the western and central parts of the country, bringing Berg wind conditions to parts of the western and the eastern Cape. Then also thunderstorms developing over Namibia, spreading into parts of the northern Cape, and yet again isolated storms likely in parts of northwest Gauteng, Limpopo and Mpumalanga, and the western regions of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, although we're only expecting isolated storms, the Weather Service is warning against severe thunderstorms in parts of Mpumalanga and Limpopo, and then scattered storms likely over the central regions of Namibia, later moving down over parts of the northern Cape, and then into the evening an onshore flow of air can bring some light showers to the southern coastline. Taking a look at your winds this Friday, northwesterly winds picking up and blowing fresh over parts of northwest, the northern Cape, as well as the Free State and later the eastern Cape, causing those Berg wind conditions. Northeasterly winds now blowing fresh along the coast of KwaZulu-Natal and parts of the eastern Cape, and southeasterly winds blowing fresh to strong along the southwestern coast, especially strong around the peninsula. In the western Cape, a few degrees cooler in the west, but remaining quite hot with 35 the afternoon in Klein Willem. Southeasterly winds blowing fresh with Cape Town reaching a high of 23. Hot conditions still expected over the northern regions of the western Cape, but this onshore flow of air bringing some light showers into the evening for the southern coastline. Quickly warming up in parts of the Karoo, with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, reaching 37 the afternoon in Cross-Renet, with those northwesterly winds causing Berg wind conditions in the eastern Cape, where temperatures will be above 30 degrees Celsius. Also warming up the coastal regions with 28 in Port St. John's, and northeasterly winds blowing fresh into the afternoon between Port St. John's and East London. We'll get first over the interior of KwaZulu-Natal. Later, we're expecting warm to hot conditions across the province. Northeasterly winds now blowing fresh along the coast, and then isolated storms likely over the northern regions of KwaZulu-Natal. Foggy patches at first over the Highveld with cool conditions around eMakhazeni and Ermelo. Isolated storms still likely, but the Weather Service warning against severe thunderstorms over parts of Mpumalanga as well as Limpopo. Hot conditions expected in the Lowveld with Skukuza and Messina reaching highs of 33. Isolated storms still likely over the central and southern parts of Limpopo with temperatures around 30 in the Bushveld. A warm to hot afternoon in northwest, becoming windy over the western regions with isolated storms picking up into the afternoon. In the Northern Cape, we are expecting partly cloudy skies and windy conditions, and hot across the province with temperatures in the lower to mid-30s, 33 the afternoon in Carnarvon, 35 in Uppington, and then isolated storms likely in the vicinity of Uppington, as well as Kimberley and here over the southeastern regions of the Northern Cape. Windy conditions expected over the western regions of the Free State, otherwise partly cloudy skies and hot with 30 the afternoon in Bloemfontein, and isolated storms likely over the extreme eastern regions. In Gauteng, we're expecting maximum temperatures to be around 27 degrees Celsius, isolated storms likely mainly over the central and northern regions. And then on Saturday, we have a cut of low pressure system nearing the country but quickly weakening into an upper air trough, bringing stormy conditions down from Namibia and Botswana over parts of the northern Cape, the Karoo spreading over the central regions as well as the northeastern regions, remaining hot in parts of KwaZulu-Natal and extremely hot now in the Lowveld, but temperatures only in the mid-20s expected over the central regions. And then on Sunday, we're expecting the stormy conditions to shift further eastwards. Now stormy weather expected in parts of the Eastern Cape and especially KwaZulu-Natal. Much cooler weather now in KwaZulu-Natal, remaining hot in the northeast, and Cape Town reaching a lovely 23. Well, that's all from me. Enjoy your Friday, and remember, no matter the weather, we're in this together.